Shoulders up, shoulders down. Up and down. When they go up, try and keep the connection with the core. Nice and simple today. I'm going to stick to some keywords. Up and down. And up, down. One more. Up, down. Shoulders forwards, shoulders back. Shoulders forwards. And maybe looking down, chin to chest. Shoulders back, looking up. Keep the pelvis tucked under. Keep that connection with the core. If you've been on computers or driving, anything where the shoulders kind of come forwards, you might really feel like you have to work quite hard to squeeze your shoulder blades together. To the neck, looking to one side, other side. Over to the side, and then to the other side. Almost imagine your chin here is almost like on a shelf, you know, try and keep it nice. Not that anyone would ever try that. I mean, you could. And that you're just staying nice and square to that shelf. Then you could go to the side. Down, chin towards chest, and then around to the other side. Just notice what happens with your shoulders when you do that. Are you holding any tension there in your shoulders? If you are, just see if you can mentally try and just allow them to release. Just let them go. Looking down and then looking to the side. So then interlink the fingers. And we're going to do like a bit of a sundial. So arms up, then over into a side bend, soften the knees. Then come forwards, bend the knees deeply, come all the way round. And you know, if you feel like it, and then back the other way, if you feel like this is quite difficult, use your fingers, use the position we're in, grasping. Put the tension into there. See if that helps direct you round into your circle. Gives you that little bit of stability. Then you can use the core as well, the pelvic floor and the TVA. You don't have to go all the way down to the floor, but you can. And you can soften the knees. Try not to let the knees pronate and touch each other, so keeping them hip width. 2 more. It's breathing out as you circle down, and it's breathing in at the top. And it's last one. And release, bit of a shake out if you need it. So I'm going to go with weights. I'm going to go to squats. Your options, you can put your weights in or not. You can do it without weights. Knees, feet hip width apart. Front raise with the squat. We'll do some little add-ins in a minute. Obviously, if you haven't got weights, you can think about taking your arms all the way up and feeling some length through the spine. Otherwise, it's your front raise, squat, and then if you want to add in side step, and then squat. So you've got that recentering, rebalancing each time to focus on. Think about the feet here, so keep the feet parallel. Like they're on a miniature steam railway. I walked along the railway the other night. I know that's really bad, but the trains don't go on there at night. It's a steam railway. I was going to the pub. Gets worse. The story's getting worse. I'll just stop talking now. Check the knees don't pronate in. Squeeze glutes on your left. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Try not to let the knees go out too much. If you're worried about them going in, try not to just kind of turn them out massively. I just saw on the screens there a little bit. 3 more. Hopefully you're feeling the arms working there. So if you can look forwards, seeing some people look down. Okay, have a rest from weights for a sec, so put the weights down. Let's go to this high knee balance. Now if you struggle with balance, you can always rest your back against the wall. So just squeeze knee to chest. So sideways arm looks like this. And it doesn't have to be super high, you know, just make a comfortable kind of squeeze. Now notice what's happening with the hips. If you hitched up that side, that hip, and then just see if you can kind of square the hips, go a bit heavier with the hips. Be really heavy down into that balancing foot as well. So you're kind of grounding down through that leg. Shoulders are relaxed. And then we'll swap legs. Again, just knee hugs. Another thing I just noticed with my body there is I'm almost turning towards this bent knee, so my shoulders and my upper body. So shoulders down and back, and try and keep the whole body facing forwards. Then again, let those hips go nice and heavy, almost squaring them out. Go heavy into the balancing leg. Thinking about growing tall into this stretch. And then release. Now we did this last week. It was high knee, high knee, high knee, hold. So we go 1, 2, 3, and it's the third one. It's the wobbly one, right? The rebalance. 1. So you go your pace. You have to stick with me. Use your big toe as a bit of an anchor for the balance. Use your pelvic floor and use your glutes. So squeeze those glutes when you want your balance. Then if you want a little bit more, it's a little bit more movement. So it's like 1, 2, 3, woo, and then rebalance, right? 1, 2, 3. And obviously I'm using my arms a lot here. Now, if you wanted to make that harder, you could cross your arms at the point when you want to rebalance. So strengthening the feet, the ankles. Challenging on the balance. Last one. Oh. I do like that one. Okay, let's go down to the feet for just some really simple, again, balance, but heel raises. So just standing on one foot. Then maybe close your eyes, maybe 5 seconds. Use your big toe. Maybe scrunch your toes up a little bit. Use your glutes, use your pelvic floor. Then open your eyes and then do 10 heel lifts. So calf raise. Try and roll through the center of that foot, you know, the big ball part of the foot towards the big toe. As you're doing that, squeeze the glutes. Shoulders relaxed. Try not to hold the breath. Then we'll swap legs. So first of all, find your balance, then close your eyes, count to 5. Really wakes up those muscles in the feet. Find the core muscles, tuck the pelvis under, then open the eyes, do your 10 heel lifts, calf raises. Notice any difference? Have you got any difference this side to the other side? Think about squeezing the glute, engaging with the core, keep the shoulders relaxed. Okay, so next one we can do, we can put weights in if you want. So your choice. I know I've cut my head off on the camera, but. Okay, so leg lift, opposite arm lift. So lateral raise. Woo. So use your big toe again on balance, use your pelvic floor. Then, same side, you can carry on with the lateral raise, she says. And then, but what you do is you do your lateral raise and then do a circle and then bring it down for rest. So lateral raise and then circle and then rest. So you're sort of taking the weight out, which is hard, and then playing with the leg. This is just kind of building on some of the things we've been doing each week. Last one. Try not to look down. If you can, look forwards. And then we'll go to the other side. So start with the leg lift, opposite arm left to the side. And if you're going to put the breathing, it's breathing out left, breathing in lower. Using that big toe to balance. Then lift, hold, circle one way, circle the other way, and down. Lift, hold, circle, and down. 2 more. It's almost a bit like that, rubbing your hand on your tummy and your head one, this one, isn't it? And release. Weights down for a sec, give your arms a little bit of a break because the lateral raise is quite challenging. Arms up and over. Interlink the fingers again, soften the knees, and we're just going to side bend. Breathing in center and breathing out over. Using the core. This is quite powerful, putting the arms up. If that feels like too intense, take your arms down by your sides. Breathing in and then just breathing out. Use the core to try and keep the hips central. Maybe use the glutes a little bit, a bit of firing in the glutes, go heavy in the legs. So really think about grounding down through your feet. Press your feet down into the mat, especially each time that you center. 2 more. Side bend, center. Okay, and release. Weights again if you've got them. You don't need to do this with weights, but option. Scapular set. I'm going to do it against the wall, but it's up to you because we've been doing this on the floor. Tuck the pelvis under. And then you've got your taking your weights to the sides or just your hands. Scapular set. Now the reason I've done it against the wall is I know what I do on a scapular set. I know I arch my lower back and my pelvis kind of changes position. So with my hip, when I do it on a wall, I'm keeping my lower back in touch with the wall and my shoulder blades. Length at the back of the neck. Because another thing that's a bit of a common thing is this with the head. So think about putting some length at the back of the neck, crown of head goes up to ceiling, which means not looking down. Which I know that's hard if the screen's down and you're looking down at a screen. But do try and look forwards and think about, because obviously the scapular set is the major kind of posture move. Think about your posture as you're doing it. So try not to look down and get that kind of neck position. Also think about the wrist, so stay strong in the wrist as you're going out. You're not in that position. So forearms strong, gripping the weights. 2 more. How does this feel different to doing it? Because we've been doing this lying down, so I don't know what feels more tricky. Easy twist. Again, you can do this with weights, which is quite nice with weights actually. Try and let the shoulders relax. So shoulders down away from ears. Soften the knees. Then think about just going really heavy in the feet. So like you're standing in soft sand and you're just sinking down into the sand. And it's a nice warm beach. And you could look round as well if you want a little bit of work with the neck. You do need to use the core, just because it's a twist, so a little bit of work with the core still. Just 2 more. Okay, oh yeah, we can do this next one with weights too. Same, you're going to recognise this one, we did this last week. So, do you remember where, oh, that's not very good. You put one leg back, so you squeeze the glutes and you extend one leg behind you, like this. I'm showing you not too much because I want to show you arms, is we're going to go chest press, extend. So it goes chest, open chest and extend. Then you put those moves in with that leg lift. So you've got opening and then extend and then in. Opening and extend and then in. And you can switch legs each time. So open, extend and then in. Now notice what's happening here with your lower back. So are you arching your lower back? So then tuck the pelvis under, lean forwards, and that makes it a lot more tricky. And it'd be interesting to see how you feel on swan dive after doing this, particularly with weights, because obviously I don't normally do this one with weights. Two more. Open, extend, open, extend. Okay, weights down then for a sec. Single leg exercise. So if you do the stairs, you can use your stairs. If you do the chair. Or the deadlift, you could put weights in if you want. The lunge, you could put weights in if you want. But you're not necessary, because obviously we're working on single leg. We're trying to control what happens with the knee. So deadlift, the deadlift's that one. Some of you do that one. The lunge, step back, you can take the weights up, I'll have the weights here. I wouldn't put weights into the chair exercise. I've tried it before and I didn't really feel like it does anything for me. 10 on each leg. Obviously you got the chair, is sit down, stand up. I think I'm going to do chair. The other one was on a step, single leg dip. Again, I wouldn't put weights into that. Again, I tried it and I just didn't feel any transfer. So I feel like chair and the single leg dip on the stairs is more about balance. So think about the foot. Check the foot doesn't turn out. Think about the arch underneath the foot. Are you connecting with the big toe? You're rolling through the ball of the foot. Are you engaging the core muscles? Are you squeezing the glutes? Notice if you're holding the breath in any way. So coming back into the room, I can see people are coming back with us now. 2 more exercises, then we're gonna go down to the mat. Take a really wide legs, feet facing forwards or slightly out if it suits you. Tuck the pelvis under, and again you can get your weights in on this. Big squat like a sumo wrestler. And if you need to kind of, if you're tight in the hips, play with that a little bit. Then holding either 1 or 2. I mean, I think I did 1 last week, I'm going to go for 2 today. Take a really big circle all the way around. As you come down with the weight, see if you can come down into your squat more, but then don't lift up. And it just gets harder and harder. Woo! Like limbo. Breathe in, lift, breathing out, down. Fall one way, fall the other, unless you're alternating, no worries, just keep alternating. This one creates a little bit of heat, doesn't it? It's a good one. Okay, then opposite hand down to opposite foot, bend the knee. Lift out to the corners, then opposite side. Opposite hand down. Reach up to the corner. Pull in the core, keep the pelvis tucked under. This one you do look down, and then you can look up. So then you're really thinking about kind of opening with the chest. You might feel a little bit of the inner thigh stretch or inner hamstring stretch. 2 more. Okay, so weights just to the sides.